Hi everybody, this is Sue, and I am back with the second part of sewing this shirt for Simplicity 1446, and I apologize on one thing. I said that we take the stay stitching out. I've always taken the stay stitching out, never kept it in, but this says the stay stitching stays in permanently and helps prevent stretching on curved edges. Stay stitching will not be shown in the following instructions. I've always taken stay stitching out. What's the point in keeping it? Because you're going to put the facing in, and you're going to top stitch that. So what is the point of that? I don't understand. Now then, this is number 2 on what to do with this, and it says stitch front to back at the shoulder seams from the neck edge to the large dot. Back stitch at the large dot to reinforce the seams. Pin the front to the back at the underarm seams and match large dots. Stitch seams from large dots to the edge of the sleeves. Back stitch at the large dots to reinforce them. To reinforce curve at the underarm, stitch again over the first stitching, clip curves. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is stitch the shoulder seams from the neckline to the large dots. And this sleeve falls open um, when you move your arm, it falls open. I don't particularly like that, and I'm thinking seriously about putting a tie or a snap or something on there to keep it from doing that, because what what it looks like to me is this is going to fall open. People are going to see my underarm and my bra, and I just don't think I want that. So I will probably be adding something to keep that closed. But we're going to do what it says now, which is stitch from the neckline to the large dot, which I have marked on here. Oh, right here. I have marked it. You can't see it, I don't think, because I just used a pencil and just kind of scribbled there. That's where I was supposed to stop. And I did change the needle. And I stopped for a while. I ate and I fell asleep in my chair. So it's been a couple of hours. It is now midnight. So it is now October 18th, 2023, and it's about 2 minutes after midnight. So, or at least according to the clock on the wall. So, okay, we're going to stitch this. We're going to put the front and the back together. Oh, and another thing it said was with the facing, which I did not agree with, but I did it, was to put uh, iron-on interfacing on the facing. I didn't agree with that, but I did it anyway. Okay. Oh, here it is. You want to match the seams at the neckline. So put a pin in at the neckline to match the front and the back together. And then wherever you've got this, now, one thing I did wrong, I cut this notch. You're supposed to match the notches. I cut this notch too big. So I'm going to have to make this seam a little bit deeper than I normally would. I don't think in the long run it's going to hurt anything. But I did screw up. But I'm going to keep going. So, on both sides, match the front and the back at the neckline. And then you're supposed to match the notches. But it's more important to, if the notches don't match, it's more important to make sure that the neckline matches. In this case, the notches don't match at all. Not even close. Okay. So I'm going to turn you around and drop you down. Okay. Now, make sure you don't have any wrinkles or anything like that. Make sure everything's smooth and straight. And put as many pins in as you feel like you need to hold it in place. Well, don't put them so close together that you can't sew, but so now we're going to put this here. Here's our seam guide right here. And I'm going to move this slightly because this is in the way, and this is where it's going to go. And I may have to move you over there. I hope you can see, but that's going to have to be where it is. All right, so set the needle. Take a couple of stitches forward, take a couple of stitches back. You can remove that pin. Don't need it anymore. Make sure that you backstitch at the beginning and the end, especially at the neck. You don't want it coming out. And let's see, how is it over here? All right. I hope you can see. Hope you can. All right. It's a good idea to hang on to your threads. so your needle doesn't come undone, doesn't come unthreaded. A couple stitches forward, couple stitches back, take out your pin, and place the needle, take it out, cut it. Okay, the front and back seams are now stitched from the neck out here to where the circle was on the pattern. Now, the thing I normally do when I finish a seam is I take it to the iron and I press the seam open. So give me a minute. I'm going to pause this for just a second. I'm going to go over there to the ironing board and press these seams open. I'll be right back. Okay, I have returned. I've pressed my seams. They are now open. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the seams are now pressed open. And the next thing it says to do is to press or pin the front to the back at underarm seams and match large dots. Backstitch at large dots to reinforce the seam. To reinforce the curve underarm, stitch again over the first stitching. Clip curves. Okay, so we are now moving down to the side seam, and we are going to, I don't know if you can see this or not. This right here is the sleeve, which, that doesn't match up. Maybe it does later. We'll see what happens. Okay, so from here, this is the sleeve. This right here is the underarm area, and then there's a little I don't know if you can see on the pattern here on this lady's got this shirt on, and there is a slit on the side right here. And so that's what they're saying is to sew from under the arm right here, sew down, double stitch right there to reinforce that, come down here to where that slit is and stop, back stitch and stop. So that's what they're talking about. So what we're going to do is we're going to pin this from down here, and I've got this marked right here. I don't think you can see my pencil mark, but it's right here, and that's where you stop because of the slit in the side. And I think I'm going to be making some adjustments because it looks like the front and the back are not quite the same. All right, so we'll put another couple of pins in here to kind of hold things in place. You want to match the notches on the side if you can. And so here we go. This is the side seam. Back stitch. Now that we're coming here to the underarm area, so we're going to reinforce that. Now we're going to back stitch around this. I think that's what they meant. And come on back. And we got a pin up here to take out. Don't forget to take your pins out. It's not fun to put on a garment and find a pin. Let's see, I think I kind of screwed up here. It looks okay. Okay, so they said to clip right here in this curve in this underarm. I did kind of screw up. It's a little bit narrow right there. That is real hard to sew. I'll tell you, that's real hard to sew. But I'm going to have to find my thread scissors, I think. Okay. Now then we're going to do the other side. Let's put this pin right here, this curve. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're going to sew the other side. And I'll move you back over here so you can kind of see this. Hopefully you can see it. This curve is not exactly the easiest thing in the world to sew. Now then, it says to reinforce that, so got that done. And so I think the next thing is to put the neck facing in. And I'm going to pause here. I'm actually going to go try this thing on and see if it actually fits. But I'm going to make another video about putting this facing in, because that one's going to be kind of a challenge in and of itself. So I will pause this, and then I will come back, and that will be video 3 on how to put this together. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be back in a little bit. Thank you. Bye.